Buenas tardes, chicos. Vamos a ver si continuamos con nuestra aventura en la serie de Final Fantasy XVI. A ver, nos habíamos quedado por aquí que teníamos que ir a las ruinas, creo que era, ¿no? Sí, a las ruinas. Y estábamos saliendo de la aldea esa. Teníamos que ir por aquí, ¿no? Cambiar a Torgal. Muy bien, Torgal. Estas son las ruinas, ¿no? ¿O qué? Lobos. Venga, fijamos esto ya. Dale, Torgal. Tienen mucha vida, ¿no? Nivel 21 ya. Tienen vida, mira. Sí tienen vida, sí. Vale, darme un segundín, chicos, que me falta una cosa por poner los cascos. Que es que si no, luego como que se me monta eco en la voz. Bueno, ahí habéis podido ver un poquillo del setup que tenemos. Unos cascos Corsa y un micrófono Osun. A ver qué pasa aquí. Vamos a ver qué es lo que ha sucedido aquí.
Well, the wolves have been busy. But the blood is long dry.
Mucha muerte. Muerte y destrucción.
Tatian.
If that's true, then the body next to hers will be Yannick's. The girl Yannick went off to sea every night. He said her name was Tatian.
You... Did you follow me?
Now, why would I do that? Unless you think I'd have good reason to. But no. I was sent to find Yannick. By the looks of things, we have.
We both found who we were searching for.
Yeah, he was a jealous sod. Couldn't stand the thought of his woman with someone else. Then one day he sees her with a new comb. Thinks she's got herself a new gallant.
La gente es muy mala.
And he's going to find the man and kill him. We know it's all talk, but then he disappears off to more for some dealings and doesn't come back.
If you mean this comb, it was a gift from the dame.
If only Yannick had bothered to ask, eh? He might not be rotting on a hill.
I think he meant to ask us something else. He stole the old comb and bought her a new one in the hope they'd wed.
Wed? Where would they have gone? Certainly not back to Northreach with a dame waiting. And we all know what happens to deserters. Tell the dame I'm sorry for her loss. When the lads come to collect Yannick's body, I'll see that Tatian is delivered to the Vale.
Is that wise?
There won't be any covering up this mess. The most we can hope for is that the dame doesn't hold it against us. Speaking of which, I saw her in Moore just now. Could
In
you
Moore.
tell what happened? Might sound better coming from you.
Pues nada, al final los dos están
I need to
muertos.
tell Isabel. Perhaps the comb will give her something to remember Tatienne by.
Los dos muertos. Al final. Pues nada. Volvemos al pueblo este. Titi. More. Ahí tenemos una misión que no la hemos hecho, ¿no?
Weren't expecting any new branded until the new moon. You don't think he's a deserter, do you?
Mira cómo seca la ropa. Con magia de aire. Bueno, aquí está la dama.
If it was a message that
A ver cómo se lo contamos a la dama.
You will be pleased to hear that your companions have arrived. They said they would meet you at a little chapel to the east of here.
Thank you, but you needn't have come all this way just to tell me. I was on my way to see you.
You found her then?
Correcto, lo hemos encontrado, sí.
I see. My dear Tatienne. It is by no means uncommon for a client to fall for a courtesan. Especially a client who's young and far from home. But rarely do such tales have happy endings.
I found this with Tatienne. I believe it was yours.
Ahí tiene su peine.
Thank you for returning it. I shall see that it has a place on her pyre.
Bueno, misión cumplida, la dama. Dinero, 1200, no está mal, ¿eh? No está mal. Y un meteorito, no está mal para nada que hemos hecho.
Before you do, I have one last gift. A token of my thanks. The Vale counts among its patrons several high-ranking officers of the Imperial Army. According to one of the looser-tongued gentlemen, it would appear that the legions are planning to march south.
Not to mention the same thing.
But did he mention that it was all of the legions? This is no mere skirmish. Were I to guess, I'd say the Emperor planned to abandon the capital. But that couldn't possibly be true now, could it? Take care, Clive.
I will. And thank you again.
Todo el ejército a lo mejor nos sirve para colarnos nosotros. Ve a la capilla abandonada que está ahí arriba. ¿Cómo vamos por ahí? Ah, por aquí hay otro hueco parece, ¿no? ¿Y este qué quería? A ver, vamos a ver. Bueno, primero ahora te acaricia la torga, que no lo hemos hecho. Que así está más contento el hombre. A ver, ¿este qué es lo que quería? ¿Qué buscaba este? O esta. ¿Qué querías tú?
Have you seen my Chloe?
Chloe.
I let her out of her pen while I did my chores, but she hasn't come back yet. I think she's lost. Please, can you help me look for her?
Sí, qué remedio, sí. Vale.
I'll try. Describe her to me.
She's beautiful white hair. She lets me stroke her when I'm sad. She's ever such a good girl. So quiet and kind. And she likes walking in the wheat. I know the fields are big, but she's never got lost before. Oh, she must be starving too. She hasn't eaten anything since yesterday. It is my joy to feed
Bueno,
her.
que sí.
In that case, let's not keep her waiting.
Venga, vamos a buscarla. Venga, a ver.
That's a lot of field to search. With a little luck, someone might have seen her.
Vamos a preguntar, pero seguro que nos dirán que somos portador, que si pito, que si
Work these
flauta.
fields. I need to ask you something.
¿Ves?
Branded.
Marcado.
And an outsider at that,
Y
judging by the lack of
maleducado.
manners.
Bueno, sí.
Why should I help you, eh? You tell me that.
Because a girl from the village asked me to find her pet. Chloe. Have you seen her?
Chloe, is it? Oh, little Lisette's plaything. Last I saw, the filthy creature was sniffing about the windmill. That girl's old enough to know she should tie her pet up when she's finished playing with it.
Qué desagradable eres.
The windmill.
Off with you now. I won't have idle branded underfoot.
Bueno. ¿Qué es ese? ¿Ese es?
Chloe.
¿Esa es? ¿Esta es Chloe?
More brown than white.
No.
You're not Chloe, are you, girl? Is that someone napping on the job?
No tiene pinta de siesta.
I hope they don't mind the interruption.
No tiene pinta de siesta.
The crystal's curse.
Correcto.
Chloe, I was calling you. Didn't you hear me?
¿Cómo?
What?
Get up now. You've slept long enough. It's time to go home. Chloe? Why did you already turn into a rock? I only made you do a bit of magic. You knew you were my favorite. None of the other Chloes had pretty hair. It could be months before Dad gives me another one. I have to wait until they're too tired to work anymore.
Qué malos son todos.
A plaything. Do you really not care that she's dead?
She's not dead. She's a rock.
That? The crystal's curse? That's just how she died. And now she's gone forever. Giving another bearer her name won't change that.
No, don't say that.
It's true. And without that brand, she would have been just another girl. Somebody's daughter. Just like you.
Dad said bearers don't have parents.
They do. Parents that give them away.
Si se pudiera hacer, me transformaba en Ifrit y quemaba el pueblo Mor entero, de arriba abajo.
Remember that. And
Con
remember
todos.
her.
Qué gente más mala. Qué malos son. Malos son. Sí, ahora te pones a llorar. Qué malos son. Vámonos, anda. No se merecen ni que les hagamos ninguna misión a estos. No quiero luchar. No quiero luchar. Oh, macho. Epa.
It's over.
No quería luchar. Por aquí se supone que hay un camino que es por aquí para subir a la capilla, por aquí. $10 guiles, madre mía. qué ratas son. Menos mal que hago misiones. Estamos en la capilla, pero voy a mirar por aquí por si hubiera algo. Y ahora entramos, que no tenemos prisa. ¿Ves? Y hay que indagar, chicos, hay que buscar cosas. Estos juegos siempre hay que rebuscar en todos los sitios que se pueda. Aquí ya no hay nada, por ahí hay que entrar. Y por aquí no hay nada. Pues venga, seguimos. Hemos entrado. ¿Qué tenemos por aquí?
Any trouble on the way?
Ahí están los
None worth
amigos.
mentioning.
As I was telling Jill, it's worse than I thought. The capital's crawling with soldiers.
And here I am, the deserter come home.
Which is why we'll be taking the back door.
No va a ser fácil, Cid. No va a ser fácil. ¿Este quién es? Burdel Oriflamme. Bueno, muy bien. Aquí estamos los tres, muy bien. Un poco nerviosos todos.
Cheer up, you two.
No pasa nada, hombre. Mira,
A safer place in the Empire than ever.
el Cid está acostumbrado. No pasa nada.
Brothel.
Really? Doesn't seem very private.
Dinerito. Un saco. Eso no es una bolsa, es un saco.
So then, how do we proceed?
We'll be using the glass gate. Tonight, just after sunset.
Bocamina.
Where the shards are loaded for transport. That is one of the most heavily guarded points in all of Sambrec.
But not the most, which is a start. Besides, I know a shortcut straight to the heart.
A shortcut. And how exactly did you come to know about this fatal chink in the Empire's armor?
Let's just say I may have attempted something similar before. And may have ended up running for dear life after being discovered by Bahamut, but that's not important.
Sí, es que Bahamut es súper poderoso.
If the mother crystals truly are the cause
Más que Cid.
If you will read you.
what I'm trying to say is, if the powers that be know all of this, why do they sit idle and allow it to continue?
In case you haven't noticed, the God-fearing people of this realm and their pious leaders care for but one thing, themselves. And they'll do whatever it takes to hold on to power. The rest of us are just a means to an end. The moment you raise your voice against them, you're decried as an outlaw, clapped in irons and slung in a cell to rot.
Madre mía.
Whoever controls the crystals controls the realm. But our kind can wield magic without them. To our rulers, we must seem the most convenient of tools. And the most dangerous.
But what makes them think they have the right to use us? To leave us to die when our bodies are spent?
Does a nobleman weep for a broken mug? A torn tunic?
Pues no.
Our fate means nothing to them.
Correcto. Les da exactamente lo mismo.
It isn't a battle you can win with words. Believe me, I've tried, but nothing ever gets through. The world is simply not ready to listen. So to hell with talking. If they won't give us a say, we'll decide our fates another way. You can't blame a man for wanting to bring an end to all this, can you?
I can't. But what of all the people you mean to rob of their comforts? Are you happy for them to call you outlaw?
Sid the outlaw. Ah, that'll do me.
You might at least pretend to take this seriously.
Have a little faith, Jill. Even if you don't think much of my choice of digs.
Los
My
aposentes.
deeds will be remembered. I'll gladly play the role of villain. First, we have a gate to crash. And once we're in, there'll be no turning back. So you best make ready. The world won't save itself.
No me digas que no se va a salvar solo. Tendremos que salvarlo nosotros. Bueno. Mapa Mundi. Tenemos dos opciones. O hacemos alguna misión de estas. ¿Ves? Ya cada vez tenemos, desde que hablamos con ese chico, ya cada vez tenemos más misiones secundarias. Ya hay 3 marcas por aquí. Pero bueno, vamos a seguir con la historia. Luego vemos las secundarias. Amigo. Si continúas no podrás. Pues nos toca hacer vídeos secundarias, chicos. Nos obliga el juego, así que empecemos. No tardaremos mucho seguramente. Las secundarias suelen ser un poco chorras y más que otra cosa es aún para farmear y todo eso. Farmear materiales y que te den más dinero y... Venga. Hola señora, ¿qué necesita?
Help you with what?
Bandits in the golden stables.
Bandidos,
They're waving
vale.
their swords around. I think they're going to kill someone. When I saw what was happening, I slipped out the back. I should have stayed, but oh, please help them.
Vale, pues ya está, vamos a por ello, no se preocupe, señora.
I'll see to your problem.
Thank you.
How many were there?
I was out of the door too fast to count. They looked a nasty bunch, though. Be careful in there, right?
Sí, no se preocupe, ya nosotros lo haremos tranquilamente. Venga. ¿Es ahí? Derrota a los bandidos y están aquí en la taberna. Vale, pues vamos a ver. Sí, están aquí.
Golden stables, my ass. All Martha's hiding back here is coppers.
Ya estamos aquí.
Oh,
¿Ahora qué?
that's a fine sword, friend.
Claro que es cara.
Hello, I expect. What say we relieve you of?
Vale.
Get him, lads. I want that blade.
Puedes llevar por mí, mira, toma, cógela. Pero cógela, que te estoy diciendo que la cojas, ¿por qué no la coges? No sé, cógela. ¿No la querías? ¿No? No. A ver si tu compañero sí la quiere. Tu amigo no la quería, ¿la quieres tú? ¿La espada? Toma, cógela. ¿Tampoco? Ay, mira, sois unos desalmados, ¿eh? A ver qué nos dan. Bueno, no mucha historia. Belicita. Pues eso, materiales para farmear.
I'll be keeping my blade, thank you.
Sí, porque no la han querido.
There he is, the hero of the golden stables.
People will think twice about pushing us around again, thanks to you. We're lucky you were nearby. Good cowards wouldn't have dared set foot in the place if I'd been here, of course.
But you weren't. I thought you told me you had someone watching the place.
The Blood Axes keep an eye on the tavern, yeah. When they're not busy keeping the peace, that is. I've spread them as thin as they'll go. The Empire might be in charge, but that don't mean they care to keep us safe. If it weren't for the Blood Axes and me, merchants won't come near these lands for fear of what might happen to them.
Protección, dice.
I see. Then you do Rosaria a great service.
Just as you did today. You're a useful man to have around. Here.
A ver qué nos
There'll
da.
be a mug of something tasty waiting for you whenever you next
Ah,
stop by.
gracias, hombre.
Right, we've got work to do for to make this place presentable. You best be going before I arm you with a mop.
No, barrer no. Ya está todo... No. Bueno, materiales. Bueno.
There he is, the man of the hour.
Déjame que mire a ver qué venden por aquí, anda.
What are you after?
Nada, nada. Nada. Meteorito, rubia, nada. 20.000. Lo podíamos coger este. ¿Ves? 20.000. Pero no lo vamos a comprar. Pues. No gastamos todo el presupuesto. Vale, ¿y qué podemos vender? Bitu, no vamos a vender nada. ¿Qué vamos a vender nosotros? 30 monedas. Por 30 monedas no vendo nada. No hay algo como... A ver, argolla... Ah, estas cosas... A ver... No. No hay cosas como que dices tú. Es que esto para qué se va a usar. Como esto. Que es solo para vender, pero no, pone material todo. Bueno. No tenemos necesidad de dinero, chicos. No vamos a entretenernos más. Que tenemos más cosas que hacer. Esta ya estaría. Siguiente. Los win. No nos vamos a entretener, chicos, porque si no... Venga, aquí donde está... ¿Dónde está la misión? Tabernero puede ser, ¿eh?
But how did the grocer know his daughter had been stealing off to the vineyard to see the lad?
Venga, bajamos por aquí. No es el tabernero, Este hombre, no sé quién es. Este debe ser el de los vinos o algo de eso.
I want no trouble. Wait, that's... Oh, glory to Griga. You were the hanged man. I took you for a rogue. If you're a friend of Master Quentin's, then perhaps you'll help me. His vineyard, Lostwing's pride and joy, has been beset by a plague of giant wasps.
And you need someone to solve your pest problem.
I do indeed. I've never seen them so far from the forest, nor so mean for that matter. I suppose the smell's got them worked up. A little wonder. This'll be the finest crop we've ever known if the fiends don't eat it first. I tried chasing them off myself, but they won't flee from the likes of me. And if I don't bring those grapes in for pressing soon, Master Quentin will have my guts for garters. You look like you can handle that blade of yours. Will you put it to use for a comrade in need? Please. Rid us of these wasps so I can be about the business.
Sí, nos vamos a encargar nosotros de las avispas.
All right. I'll see to it.
Oh, thank you. You'll find them over at Gotan's Bales on the edge of town. And hurry, Lostwing needs those grapes.
Pues venga, derrota las avispas. Pues vámonos, a ver. 300 metros, muchos metros son. Por cierto, ¿aquí qué hay? Vale, y aquí abajo. Y yo creo que por aquí no está. Otro señor. Y una puerta que no se abre. Este es una... ¿Quieres saber lo que hay dentro de la puerta? Sí, pues te quedas con las ganas. Ya te puedes pirar. Chavalote. Bueno, a ver, vamos a ver dónde están las avispas. Habrá que subir. Por arriba, presiento, ¿eh? Tiene pinta.
The shad's all salted and smoked. It'll be an age.
Por aquí.
Did Master Quentin summon you?
A ver. Lo que os digo, nos va a tocar hacer vídeos de misiones secundarias. Pero bueno, en algún momento hay que hacerlo, ¿está bien? ¿Qué le vamos a hacer?
That must be the vineyard. A few wasps shouldn't give me too much trouble.
Bueno, estamos cerca de los viñedos. Vamos a coger este material. Y ahora subimos. Guiláctero. Este creo que se vendía. Mínimo este. Vale. ¿Una más? Sí, por aquí. Terminado. Facilito, ¿no? Y quedan colmillo y piel de... Buah. Si es que al final, chicos, ¿qué queréis que os diga? ¿Que merece la pena hacer estas misiones? Pues, ¿qué queréis que os diga? A lo mejor si queréis subir un poco de experiencia al personaje, pero por lo que dan, sinceramente, no. No merece la pena. En este caso, pieles y lo otro, según vas por el mundo, consigues 200.000. Pero 200.000, literal. Vamos, de hecho, os voy a enseñar, a ver cuántas tengo. De lo que nos han dado. Nos han dado pieles y... ¿Esto qué es? Material, ¿aquí no está? Sí. Colmillos afilados. 573 llevamos. Pieles, 320. Entonces, sí. Si vosotros creéis que renta por los materiales, pues no renta nada. A no ser que un poco más adelante haya, yo qué sé, una armadura o una espada que nos diga, necesita usted 600 pieles. Entonces os diría, vale, pues vale. Pero me extrañaría mucho que nos pidiera una armadura 600 pieles para mejorar.
The vineyards were Master Quentin's idea. He wanted to give bearers a place to work, a place where they'd be safe.
Well, he certainly seems to have done that here. I'm glad I could help.
I'll see that he hears of your kindness. And once this vintage is ripe for drinking, there'll be a glass or two raised in your honor.
Poquillo, tampoco te da mucha experiencia. 15, bueno ahí. Más colmillo y sangre negra. Esto es, dice sangre negra. Objeto lucrativo, solo sirve para venderlo. Encima, ¿sabes? Bueno. Siguiente. Debería de ser esta. Northridge. A ver qué misión nos toca en Northridge. Ah, esto es... Vale, la... Ah, aquí hay 3. 1, 2 y 3. Aquí vamos a tardar un poco, ¿eh? Bueno, venga, vamos a empezar por esta. A ver qué nos pide. Sí, ya estoy por aquí. Correcto, de la dama.
So you are an associate of the Danes? Might I trouble you for some assistance? You'll be rewarded, of course. And who exactly would I be assisting? Oh, forgive me. I am Etienne, a humble merchant, though fortunate enough to count the Dane among my acquaintances. I have business beyond these walls, but the guards have grown somewhat suspicious of my comings and goings of late. I was hoping someone might be kind enough to go in my stead. And who better than someone in the employ of the Vale's proprietress? Would you be willing to help a fellow in his hour of need?
Vale, 1000.
Why not? Marvelous. The task is simple enough.
1000, mejor que los materiales.
Packages to a few of my most valued clients. There are 3 in total: a grocer, an apothecary, and a distiller. You need only mention that the items you carry are fresh from the master's table.
Nos va a costar un rato. 3 clientes nos va a costar.
Of course not. Merely trifles which folk beyond the checkpoint are keen to get their hands on. And though I cannot prevent you from peeking, I advise that you don't. Strongly advise.
Claro, al final 1000 pues te cuesta. Vamos a coger otra misión. Las dejamos todas cogidas. No sé si se podrá ir por aquí. Yo creo que no, ¿eh? Estamos metiendo la zarpa. Por aquí sí. Ahí hay uno. León. Vamos a hablar con León. A ver qué nos cuenta.
Where's your commanding officer branded? Don't you know the training grounds are for real soldiers?
Hey, you lost or something? Sorry, but the Imperial Guard's got no use for your kind.
Qué mal hablado soy siempre.
Always needs more bodies, that. I'm just passing through. Don't bloody believe it.
Ahora te das cuenta.
Wearing the moon and stars.
That'll be why he's strutting about like he owns the place.
The Dane laughed when we offered her our protection. You reckon this prick's really worth a couple of the Emperor's finest?
I dare say those ways of finding out. How about it, Brandon? Care to show us how you earned that brooch?
I'd rather not.
No, mejor que no.
Only chivalrous souls that we are.
Sois un poco
Robin
tontos.
and I need to know the dame's being properly looked after.
1100. Bueno, oye, pues a lo mejor... sí. Por 1100 sí lucho.
Fine. If it'll put your mind at ease.
Sí.
Oh, and just so you know, I won't be holding back.
No te preocupes, te voy a dar una paliza.
Suggest you don't either.
Además te lo mereces.
Get ready if you need it. Wouldn't want you whining about an unfair fight.
No la voy a priorizar, pero ahora le vamos a dar a aceptar y a pelear con el tonto este.
Now, let's get the measure of you, shall we?
If that's what you want.
Ese es.
cocky bastard. All right, let's be having you. Oh, and when you go crying to your mistress, tell her it was Leon who gave you the pound.
Sí, se lo diré, no te preocupes.
Use all the dirty tricks you want, Brandon.
Me he cansado ya de ti. Eres muy aburrido.
Fuck me.
What the hell are you playing at, Leon? Ah, so it's a real challenge he wants, is it? Fine. Sword up, bearer. Let's have some fun, shall we?
Hombre, bonito martillo, sí señor.
How'd a bearer win the Dane's favour anyway?
I know he went to hold my
¿Qué eres,
tongue
como
for
tu amigo
stuff.
también? Otro aburrido. Ah, fuera. No tengo tiempo de tontos.
Still, you got potential. I'll give you that.
It's over.
I'll be damned.
Dinero gratis. ¿Eh? ¿Era 1100? He visto que era 1100 porque me habéis dado 32. ¿Era 1100?
Can I go now?
Sí, anda.
Plague's gas. The bastard didn't even break a sweat.
Claro que no.
The dame's man or no, he's still a branded. Best hope the sergeant never hears about this.
Yeah, not after the bollocking he gave us for missing drills. Might be the old sod had a point.
I'll leave you to it.
Yeah, good bloody riddance. At least we know the dame's in safe hands, I suppose.
Do us a favour. If you have to tell the dame about this, tell her we got a good few hits in, eh?
Sí, de lo bien que me tratáis. Ah, aquí están los 1100. Meteorito, perfecto. Bueno, ahí arriba hay otro, que yo creo que está en la tercera de aquí, y ahora entregamos las cosas. A ver qué quiere este hombre. ¿Quién es usted?
I don't know how a bearer came by the moon and stars. Thank goodness I
Bueno, por lo menos parece amable.
Can I trust you to be discreet?
About what?
About this. About what I wish to ask of you. About the fact that I, a humble creature,
Vale.
assist the Dame of the Vale in her endeavors. As unlikely as it may seem, there are those within the upper echelons of Samberquois society who find the Empire's
Menos mal.
bearers to be barbaric.
All right. But what do you want from me?
This town is carried upon the backs of its bearers, and yet many would see their servants starve. Not for the want of coin, simple fare cost little more than a pittance, but to revel in the suffering of others, a simple act of cruelty. Contemptible though it is, my countrymen would sooner cut off their noses to spite their faces than see their bearers fled. And despite my best attempts at secrecy, my efforts to dole out comestibles have been noticed. Which brings me to my request. The brand upon your cheek affords you a certain freedom. A freedom I could sorely use.
Vamos a ayudar a nuestra gente, por lo menos, ¿no?
What do you need me to do?
No le dan comida ni le dan nada.
An extra meal may not seem like much, but it will make all the difference. Here, deliver these, but keep them hidden. Quickly now.
Venga, a ver,
I
entonces.
can provide goes where the need is greatest. And today that happens to be the barracks.
Tenemos.
Bearers, overworked and underfed, not permitted a moment's rest.
It's no wonder so many die before their time.
Tragic, true, but do not let anger make you careless. People will view this act of mercy as an undermining of the Empire's authority. Be discreet for both our sakes, and for the sake of those we feed. Oh, and when you're finished, a word in the ear of one of the dame's girls would be appreciated.
You won't be staying then?
I'm afraid not. I am expected back in the capital, and have already risked much speaking with you this long.
Vamos a hacer primero esta, que yo creo que los barracones están por aquí cerca, seguro. Porque estamos en la zona de entrenamiento. De hecho, ahí hay uno y aquí hay otro. Este que está curándolo, o no sé. Ah, Dios mío. No, no es el momento. Pues vamos a ver al otro. Este sí, ¿no? Que está ahí con el viento secando. Toma.
Half as much as I need this. Thank you. I don't eat it here though. Not where anyone might see.
Pues guárdatela.
Always been this bad. Oh, it was worse before the Chamberlain. I'd be dead without him. Me and many others. That's something at least.
Venga. ¿Quién más tenemos por ahí? Esta no ha terminado. Aquí. Vamos mientras con los otros. Mientras si no ha terminado esa. Vale, que está por aquí subiendo las escaleras. Y por aquí. ¿Puede ser? No. Aquí. Comida. Comida. Telepizza. Aquí tiene usted.
From the Chamberlain. Thank you. You need to leave. Now.
Vale.
Please.
Lo entendemos. Nos vamos.
Who told you to rest? Stoke those damn flames.
Qué tíos. Cansa la gente.
If you've got a message for me, out with it. If not, return to your post.
Dile algo. Bueno, entonces ya solo nos quedaría la que está curando, que yo no sé cuándo quiere que vengamos. ¿No ha terminado de curar o qué? No parece. Bueno, pues entonces vamos a hacer una cosa. Vamos a entregar lo de la otra misión y ahora... Y ahora venimos. ¿Otra vez? ¿Vale? Parece que es todo aquí en el mercadillo. El primero. Toma. Ah, estamos.
I have a delivery from Etienne. Fresh from the master's table.
Why didn't you say so?
Claro.
Times are hard. But this here'll make them less so. For a while at least. Sorry about the welcome. Meant nothing by it. You wait right here.
Ya lo has guardado.
tell Etienne I'm a man of my word.
Perfume.
Perfume.
Oriflamme's finest. Just as promised.
Seguimos. Ah, mira, está aquí. Está aquí cerca. Boticario.
I have no business with Brandon.
Me lo imagino.
I have business with you. A package. Fresh from the master's table.
I do not know you. Where is the merchant, Etienne?
Somewhere the gate guards won't be paying him or his affairs any mind.
Fine. Hand over the goods and be gone.
Toma, hombre. Simpático.
This is lighter than usual.
Jo.
Brandon, if I discover you have played
Encima.
me false,
Ajá, vale.
I can always take it back.
Sí, eso
I
es.
will do no such thing. Your master should cut out your insolent tongue.
Te voy a cortar yo a ti la cabeza.
Any other man I would
Boticario.
see in chains. Payment. Take it and get out of my sight.
Cigars.
Cigarros, perfume y cigarros.
Those cigars are worth more than your life. Do be careful.
Perfume y cigarros. El Etienne este le da la buena vida. La vida buena. Perfume, cigarros. Y ahora este que le dé, yo que sé, una botella de alcohol. Correcto, destiladora. Vino.
Whether you have the coin or not. Where's your master anyway?
Venga, que no quiero nada de ti.
Didn't know he had his own bearer. Business must be booming. All right, quickly now, before the guards notice.
Oh, macho. Qué maltratan la gente.
That is no burden off my back. And this is for Etienne.
All this for a drink.
Una botella. Ah,
Just any drink.
The very best, specially distilled for my most discerning customers.
The guards find that, they'll seize it before you can blink. You keep it well hidden, all right? If Etienne likes it, tell him there's more where that came from. For a price, of course.
Of course.
claro que sí, hombre.
Perfume, cigars and spirits. Someone has expensive taste.
Tan barato es para correrse una juerga.
How can they afford to maintain them? I suppose there's only one way to find out.
Bueno, vamos a dárselos. Así hacemos un poco de tiempo para la otra misión.
Well then, I suppose you'll need a little something to remember me by.
A ver si ha terminado de curar al soldado.
You have returned.
Sí, señor, hemos vuelto.
Believe these are yours.
Te tenemos que dar los cigarros, el perfume y el vino. O brandy o lo que veas.
Delightful. The dame will be pleased.
You don't say. How would you be pleased to learn what you had to exchange for those items?
You mean the crystals? No need to be coy, my boy.
Why not just tell me in the first place?
An honest man wears deception like shackles about his ankles. I couldn't risk you stumbling under the gaze of the guards. After all, we both know the punishment for dealing in unsanctioned crystals, even such morsels as I provide. And if you don't know what this day's work may have cost you, then, well, I dare say you'll sleep all the better for it. Despite the risk, our friends beyond the wall gladly give their finest and most treasured wares for the paltry crumbs I trade in.
I didn't realize crystals were so scarce here.
As scarce as chocobo teeth, hence the thriving market for even the
Un
scantest
Bélgimo verde.
fragments. Do you think it vulgar that I profit from the hardship of others?
Pues
I think
sí.
you're doing what you believe is necessary.
Yeah, indeed. And I don't doubt the dame would agree. A reward for a job well done. I have the goods I was commissioned to gather, and the guards are none the wiser. I thank you, as will our mutual friend when she hears of how you have aided me.
Vale. Casi todos son amigos de la dama. Dinero, dinero. Esto me da. Bueno, vamos a ver si podemos dar por finiquitado la ronda de misiones secundarias. Va a ser que no. Sí, cuando quiere que vengamos a este.
Curse you! Get away from me! You'll work faster next time if you know what's good for you!
Yeah. It looks like you need it. The Chamberlain must have sent you.
Chambelán, sí.
My work is far from over. If I don't go now, they'll beat me.
Luego te la comes.
To rest. But I won't. I've wounds to heal and bones to mend. And what of your own hurts? Don't wait. That's with my hunger. Thank you.
Bueno, pues luego te la come, venga. No pasa nada. Luego te la come.
A drover has more regard for his cattle than the Empire does its bearers. Anyway, I'd better head to the Vale.
That bastard!
La dama. No, esta no es la dama.
All right. Are you here for business or pleasure?
Business, though not my own. The Chamberlain put me to work delivering food.
Ah, so he found someone to help him then. Just as well. I hear his friends back at court have been taking a little too much interest in him of late.
So he really is a Chamberlain.
There was a time when he was the Vale's most illustrious customer. Us girls thought of him as a generous uncle. He was one of the only people round here who seemed bothered by the way the Empire treats its bearers.
Rare for one in his position.
A fact not wasted on the Dame. A little nudge from her is all it took, and he became the patron saint of Northreach's starving masses. My sisters and I may have lost an uncle, but bearers are being fed for a change, so we don't grumble. Much.
Glad to hear it.
Gives you faith, though, doesn't it? To know there are people out there like him. And you, for that matter. It's no wonder the Dame's got a soft spot for you.
I better be going.
Otros 1000, venga. Bueno chicos, pues hemos terminado las misiones secundarias. Lo vamos a ir dejando por aquí. Espero que os haya gustado este episodio y la serie. Recordad suscribiros, darle a like, darle a la campanita y comentar todo lo que queráis. Nosotros vamos subiendo todos los días contenido al canal para que os lo paséis en grande. Muchas gracias por estar ahí y hasta luego chicos.